What's up, everybody? Yes, indeed, I am back, man. Like I've said in the past, and I'm going to tell you today, you can't talk about it, you have to be about it. And if you're still spinning those wheels and not knowing what to do, then you need to get at me. Shoot me a DM, a way to get back to you, to communicate with you. That way I could get you going on becoming that best version of yourself. And what I mean by becoming that best version of yourself is bringing you up to your A game. Because like I said in the past, I was at rock bottom, people, and now I'm on top of my A game where I shine, okay? But anyways, I'm going to get to a quick little story here for you guys. How to survive going through the system, okay? Depending where you're doing your time at, it's going to take different survival skills. Now keep in mind, people, I'm giving you examples from when I was doing time. I haven't been in the joint for about good 9-10 years now, okay? But back in my day, going through the county jail was the roughest there, you know. You weren't really tested there. You were of course your paperwork was checked, and you know, you have to be about it, because with the county, you know, there's not a really good program. And like I've said, there's constantly being the change of leadership. Busloads and busloads of new people are coming in, so it's kind of hard to really get a good program running there unless you're doing your time there, and then you might find yourself in a place where you're going to do your time. And I've never really was able to lock my time down in the county jail in one spot, because normally where I was housed at, shit jumped off, riots where I was jumping off, and you know, and surviving in them times, you had to be with it, you know. And as far as your enemies, your enemigos from the street, that person right there could be your biggest backup, you know. So all that gang banging, it's out the door once you hit the system, because in there it becomes the wild west, and we need every last one of us to have each other's backs right there. You know, there's no such thing as carrying a weak link. Any weak link would have to be dismissed and removed. I won't get into detail about how they're removed, but there's different ways of removing weak links. And but yeah, as far as surviving through the county jail, you just have to be with it, man, and put your fucking nuts in your hands and run with them. You know, you can't always have a win every time. Everyone's going to take a loss in there. And I'm going to give you an example, man. When we were going through processing to get transferred for court, you know, back in my time, before they started segregating everybody, you could land in a cell that where you had a race that was majority of, okay? And some individuals do not have any type of manners whatsoever, man. And me being who I am, I'm pretty well, I've came a long way. I used to be really hot-headed when I was younger and would fucking jump the gun right away, man. But you got to be quick to listen and slow to respond, you know, because sometimes when you respond without thinking, you make a bad decision, okay? And that's kind of like what happened with me in this situation here. You know, the youngster in me, the mi vida loca that lived in me back then, and trust and believe, it still does, you know what I mean? It's just it's put to sleep right now, because I see something bigger and better in life now, so I ain't trying to live that way no more. You know, don't ever think that that it's gone, because it's still there. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyways, this was during court transfer. Okay, so I ended up happened to walk in a cell, the wrong cell, not paying attention, man, and long story short on this, it was during a time of where shit was pretty much hitting the fan there, man, and I put myself in a dangerous situation. It wasn't filled to capacity, but put it this way, there was 4-on-1. And so anyways, an individual tried to come at me sideways, man, and I wasn't about to have it. And if you're familiar with them cells, the ones with the rotary doors on them, you get in there, there's no getting out, you know. So I was in there with another race, and it went off, and my enemigo from the calles, we're going to the same court. In my mind, I'm thinking, man, I'm gonna get this cat. You know what I mean? I'm gonna run it with him once we get to court. You know, because keep in mind I was still pretty new to the system and didn't really know the reglas. So I figured, shit, I'm gonna get this cat. You know what I mean? Let him know what time it is. Well, anyways, this individual, he was a little bit older than me, and you could obviously tell he had a little bit more clutcher than I did. Well, anyways, he's seen what was going on, and this individual could have just, you know, shined me on, man, and just left me there to get stomped out. But did he? Fuck no, he didn't. My boy ran up in that cell, and he did his thing, man. If it weren't for him, I would have probably got beat down pretty bad. But I tell you one thing, I guarantee, man, I would have snatched up one of them individuals and tried to just take his win from him. Because that's the way I was brought up. Even though I know that I'm going to get smashed on, I'm going to grab grab one of them and not let go of them. You know what I mean? And just try to do what I can. But in all reality, man, I would have got stomped on, man. These cats were a little older. The two younger ones, they were the ones that really were trying to stir shit up. The older cats, they weren't really doing much. But, you know, when they seen these, me getting down with these two individuals, and one was, you know, pretty skinny, you know what I mean? Me, I've always been pretty healthy, you know. I was just about getting the best of them, and that's when I just, you know, I started getting mollywopped, man, and I got my ass whooped. I can't speak for the homie, because the homie went in there and did his thing, and, you know, after all the commotion and shit like that, the Juras came in, broke it up and shit like that, and, you know, I got beat up. Oh, I got touched up. Let's just say that. All right. I got the best of one of them younger cats. But if it weren't for that, for my enemigo, which I wouldn't even classify him as an enemigo today, he's a camarada. And like I said, if you're familiar with what a camarada is, you know what I'm talking about. And because, you know, later on in time, I've ran into them more than once in the system, and guaranteed you're going to run into individuals that you've done time with, man. And it's like a small world in there. And, you know, he ended up being a really good camarada. I remember one time I asked him, I go, hey, G, when you get out, homie, I want you to come to my hood, fool. We're going to kick it. We'll party. And he's like, you got me fucked up, fool. Your homeboys will kill me over there. I said, nah, you good, fool. But so I didn't think really nothing of that, you know. In my mind, he, you know, he's a good homie. With me, he would always have a pass. And as long as he's with me, he will always have a pass. And he's like one of our worst enemies growing up, I should say, you know. Yeah. But he became a really good camarada. He saved my ass, man. And so that was a way of surviving inside the county system, man. Now, going through the penitentiary. I'm going to fast forward this, and I'm not going to get into full detail. I'll save this for another story for another day. But the 3 golden rules that I was taught to live by when you land in the joint is you don't know nothing, you didn't hear nothing, and you didn't see nothing. You live by them 3 rules, and you will be able to survive. And the reason is, during my time, homies would test you to see where you stood at. You know, something would happen, and someone of your own race would come and ask you, what happened? Who was it? Was it raza? Was it this race? Was it this race? And by you giving them an answer, that's considered telling. Times have changed now. So, I don't know what would get a person by to survive by other than being respectful and holding yourself professional, minding your own business, and do not sell wolf tickets. That's all I can say for now, but in overall reality, keep your ass out of there. Because as time goes by, leadership changes, reglas tend to change. The ways I were taught are gone. Not 100%, but a lot of the ways that I have to look away from now, I frown upon. It's hard for me to disregard certain things, okay? And to understand what I'm talking about, you had to have done time during the time I was doing time in the early 90s. I was educated and laced up by a lot of older homies. My first time in the joint, I landed on a yard that had a lot of lifers. Good homies, man. That laced me up and filled me with a lot of knowledge. And I can tell you one thing that hasn't changed from then until now. Each last one of them homies that were doing all day and that are doing all day would always tell the youngsters, get your shit right, man. Out there's the real world. That's the life you want to be doing, not behind these walls. And so for anybody else that says that the homies in there don't care about other homies, they do. Even during this last rodeo that I was there, you know, like I said, times have changed, and there's certain things that I don't agree upon, but I'm nobody, and I respect whatever is being put down as a route to follow. And the reason is because there's always a bigger cause behind what's going on. So, well, anyways, people, with that being said, man, keep on getting up and getting yours. Stay positive in life. Don't ever let anybody say that you can't accomplish the goals that you set for yourself. Just keep them little goals at a time until you could reach your final destination. Because like I've said in the past, when you set your goals too far off, too far out in the horizon, you will get discouraged because you're not reaching it quick enough. And word to the wise, don't worry about the next man's success. Worry about yours. Because at the end of the day, that's what matters. When you go home and rest your neck, you rest your neck with the person that you love, not next to the person that you envy. Now, with that being said, people, if you still ain't knowing what to do on how to get started on your fitness journey, stop the procrastination. Let's get you them results, people. Now get up and get yours. Let's do this.